What is up, guys, on my YouTube channel? What do we have today? We have the 2017 GLE 350 4MATIC. So as you guys know, this has been the ML. It used to be the ML. They renamed it to the GLE models. So GLE, basically what it stands for, if you wonder, the end of the name, GLS, GLE, GLC, is basically the lineup of the new cars that came out. So GLE is based on the E-Class basis, GLS is based on the S-Class basis, GLC, C-Class basis, so you should get it now. It's actually pretty easy once you understand it. So what we have here is the 350 engine. I am so glad they still have the 350 engine in these models, because they started getting rid of these engines in the E-Class, for example, in the C-Class and other cars. So one of my favorite engine actually is the 350. This one is a V6 3.5 liter engine. That's why I like it so much, because all the new cars only have a 3 liter engine, or the AMG models have a 4 liter engine, but they went smaller. You know, all the 300 engines now are 2 liter 4-cylinder engines. So this is a V6 3.5 liter engine producing 302 horsepower and 273 pound-feet of torque. What is incredible in this kind of SUV? The question is this your perfect family SUV? Yes, it is, and I'll show you guys why. First of all, this one is the 4MATIC model. So what that means is it has all-wheel drive, as you guys should know. It also comes with some off-road features in it. I show you guys. You can get this one with the off-road package. So if you want to take it heavy off-road, you will have a metal skid plate underneath the car, so rocks can fly up underneath the car. But this model is basically pretty stock, but you have the all-wheel drive option on this one. So I had so many different MLs, I had so many different GLEs, and I can tell you guys one thing. For some strange reason, the GLE or ML, whichever one it is, drives so much better, performs so much better on a gravel road or off-road if you have all-wheel drive. And I'm not just talking about, you know, of course it performs better because it's all-wheel drive. I'm talking about the car actually. When I had rear-wheel drive models, it was seriously sliding, like you on ice. It was kind of like scary, I would almost say. I think the rear-wheel drive models is something good if you just have highway, you drive on the highway every day, you drive to work, you know, you drive with your family down to the beach or whatever. But the 4MATIC model is so helpful in snow, in rain, if you want to go off-road. So I'm going to show you guys this today. Also, this car is equipped with the Premium 1 package. You can get this car big time upgraded. You can have different lights on the front. You can even have massage seats in the car. Yes, so many options you can choose on this car. This one has some upgrades, but not everything you can get. So this is actually my mom's car, so she loves it, because if we go down on trips, this is such the perfect family SUV. So I'm going around the car as always, talk about the design. Also the front end is totally different than on the ML models, for example. They got a whole new design, rear end, front end. The 2016 and 2018 models also have a new logo on the front and on the rims. Looks pretty nice in my opinion. I like that. It also has a projector lighting. I'm gonna explain you guys later on. Underneath each of the lights, when you lock the car at night, it will beam a light towards the ground. That looks pretty awesome. And they also changed the design of that light than on the older model, so I go over that in a second. So really important is the space in this model, and also the driving performance and driving capability, because it drives so smooth, guys, like you're riding on clouds. I love this SUV, and if you don't want to spend the money for a GLS and if it's too big for you, this is the perfect family SUV right there. Okay, we're on the rear end of the GLE 350, and guys, you know, I have had a GLE 350, obviously 4MATIC. I only go with 4MATIC, and the reason why I say this is most people that you would think get an SUV like this is your soccer mom, you know, or some business man that go to work each day and drive to work. But honestly, guys, the 4MATIC model is capable of so much off-road use. And I know most of the people that get a car like this won't take it off-road, and I don't get why. Because I had a silver GLE 350, guys, and I took that thing off-road, like extreme off-road, and it is so much fun. It is capable of so many things, and just wanted to mention that, guys, the 4MATIC model is incredible in this SUV. You got obviously keyless go, so trunk space is important. We actually got a really big dog cage in there because we have a huge dog, and when we go on trips, you know, we put him in the trunk. So what you do, obviously, you can either hold it or open the trunk manually. Once you open it, you can tell over here on the left side you got we have the dog in there, and you still have space for suitcases and groceries and anything else. So the trunk space is incredible. You can also, you know, obviously do it manual right here. You can push the button to close the trunk and lock the trunk, or you just use your key, you hold the button and the trunk will lock by itself. We also got a beautiful rear design going on. You can see the exhaust tips on the older models, for example. You weren't able to see the exhaust tips. They redid that on the new models. So all the models come standard with the exhaust tips. Nice chrome exhaust tips that look stunning. This one also is the lunar blue metallic color. And guys, in person, this color looks so good. When I first ordered the car, I didn't believe the color would look that stunning in person, but once we got it, it is so different in person. Like I mentioned before, white and black is a color that everyone has, but that lunar blue, you pay a little extra because it's a metallic color, but it looks so nice. I love that color on the car. This one also is not you know, you don't have an AMG or sport package in this model. You could choose it. Obviously my mom doesn't need it, you know, but you could get this one with the AMG package, sport package. You get the upgraded AMG wheels, you get the more aggressive look, front bumper, rear bumper. The car is also lower, so this is a nice feature, or what is feature, nice design you could get. But now the important thing, we're gonna look in the inside and I show you the space, rear seats, front seat, and then we're gonna take it driving a little bit so you guys, I can go over some of the features. So we're sitting inside the rear seat of the GLE, and as you can tell, I have the front seat, the passenger seat, almost pulled up all the way towards the back. I still got enough leg room. The seats feel comfortable. You can get this upgraded with the panoramic sunroof we had on the model before this one. That also makes the cabin, you know, as I always say, look bigger. You got a nicely design of the seats. You got the wood going across the car right here on the front and rear seats. Everything to the touch feels expensive once you sit in it. Also you have your 12-volt outlet in the back. You got air conditioning also coming from the rear center over here. And overall, you know, there's so much space in this car. As you can see, the seat is all the way towards the back, and I still got enough leg room. Even these seats fold down, you can fold them up. Because of the door cage we have back there, the seats are slightly folded in right now, and I still have perfect space, you know. So this is such a roomy SUV and has a luxurious feeling to it that you can't top, in my opinion. So we're gonna jump inside the front, talk about these things up there, and we will take it for a spin. Okay, so we are sitting inside the GLE right now, and you can already tell, guys, they did a whole new design in the interior. You know, from the ML and the GLE, there's such a huge upgrade. Because the ML used to have the really old screen going on over there, and now they finally have the redesigned screen over here, the big one. Then all new features on there that I really like. GPS looks so much clearer, you know. You got an upgraded Harman Kardon sound system that comes with the Premium 1 package. You obviously have also an option for lane assist, so whenever you are tired or you don't pay attention, you get over the lane, the steering wheel will vibrate for you and warn you. Then also, like I mentioned, you know, you could get this upgraded with all the automatic driving functions. You could also get massage seats in this. You could get a screen in the rear seats if you have kids and on longer trips they could watch TV. You could really max out this SUV. But overall, this is all the things we really need right now. We don't need all the extra things, honestly. And for us, like I mentioned many times, the 4MATIC is important. That's what I'm going to show you now. So you have a dynamic select over here, different than on the C-Class and other models. you have a little knob you can change. You have individual mode, sport mode, comfort mode, you have an snow and rain mode, and you have an off-road mode. And the off-road mode only comes on the 4MATIC version of the car. You also get something called DSR, that's called downhill speed regulation. So I'm gonna show you this guys just in a second. You wanna go off-road and you go down a hill, you can set the speed and the car will brake and brake for you. So if you go a really deep slope down a hill, the car will apply its brakes for you, so you don't have to manage all that. Also, you have of course a manual mode, you have your touchpad over here, and then such a beautiful interior design. You got the wooden trim over here, you got the beige seats going on with the lunar metallic from the outside. The seats feel comfortable on longer trips. You have the dashboard right here where you can select different things as well. This is also the upgraded software on all the new models, obviously. And yes, I'm gonna show you guys what I mean. So you put the car into off-road mode, so it will say off-road on the screen and off-road right here, max 60 miles per hour. So you can go over 60, because honestly off-road use you don't go over 60, that's ridiculous. In case you want to do some drifting or something, then of course. So you put the car into the dynamic select mode, and you have a screen overview right here. So this is pretty awesome. You don't just see how your wheels turn, you can also see how your car is basically flexing. So you can see if you go down or up a hill, what the percentage is of the car leaning, and what the percentage is of how far and deep the hill is, and that's amazing. I've used this so many times on this model and I enjoy it so much. Also, we just hit 1,000 miles on this car. We have had it for 2 weeks or something, and the engine sounds lovely. This is the 3.5 liter, as I mentioned before, and you can hear it's a 3.5 liter V6. The sound is really aggressive, deep. Acceleration of course is limited. This is such a heavy SUV. You have different models like the 43, 63, 63S on this one. And we're gonna take it a little bit around some trails over here to just give you a feel and the right quality with the suspension together. So lovely. So we're gonna put it in drive, parking brake will release by itself. And yeah, this, you can see this right now. I'm gonna have a shot from the outside, but this is a pretty deep slope. So what you can do, it's not that deep, but it is a slope or downhill where I can show you guys how the DSR works. I'm gonna push DSR, now it says 4 miles per hour. So I'm gonna say I wanna go slower than that. So with the accelerator, where I usually use the cruise control on, I'm gonna go to 2 miles per hour, for example. So I let go of the brake and the car will go up to 2 miles an hour now, and will brake also by itself and drive down this hill right here. So now I drove down there, it knows if there's a hill. That's also why it's called downhill speed regulation, and only apply the speed if you go down a hill. So we're gonna turn it off now. And yes guys, so the ride quality overall, especially in off-road use, is incredible. This car rides so smooth, like really smooth. We got a little bit mud going on over here, we got some dirt. Suspension is totally lovely. You can see on the screen, you know, how much the car would be flexing or what kind of hill we are going up and down. This I will show you guys in just a second. So we got some holes over here, we got a little bit of water puddles, nothing too extreme, but I also don't want to take it big time off-road since it is a brand new SUV. But it goes so smooth through all the holes. Like, you don't really expect this, you know, from an SUV like this. And it is amazing how really smooth it rides on off-road pavement. Especially in the mud. With the all-wheel drive function, you can get out of mud holes easily, don't have an issue with that, nothing. So there's a little bit of a hill, so if I drive it up, I'm up the hill right now, so you can see on the side it says 16% is the deepness of the hill, and this is 10 degrees is how far the car would be flexing right now. I don't know if you could see it like this on video, but this gives you a little overview on how much the car is actually flexing. Okay, that was a little deeper hole back there, but like I mentioned, you know, it is an all-wheel drive 4MATIC SUV that, you know, it was a big hole. In any car you would have bottomed out and whatever, but this car drives so smooth, so smooth. So now if we want to climb up the hill, for example, you know, the car performs so well, you know, you shouldn't fly over it, but just going slowly, no wheel spin, nothing. Car just climbs up. You can see it flexing, how many degrees you have over there. And really impressed by the off-road performance. And this is not even the off-road package. You can get this upgraded, and it will have, you know, a bunch of it will have air ride, air suspensions. You can hire the car up if you want to go really deep off-roading. Even like small holes like this, you go really slowly, the car just, oh, it's so smooth. It's like bouncing, you know, it's so lovely. That just puts a smile on my face, how amazing the ride quality is. Of course it will shake you a little, but overall the performance is just incredible on the off-road use. Also, if you change to comfort mode, for example, you have a different, this is slippery mode, so this is for snow. The car will detect, you know, once the road conditions aren't too bad, you can go on excessive speed in it. Now we got comfort mode. You can change the steering, you can change the throttle response with the transmission, and also got a manual mode. So if I put manual in, of course you gotta use the shift pedals. One thing about the transmission, it still comes with the 7-speed transmission that I wish they would change to the 9-speed transmission. It is too slow for me, the shifting times in the SUV. Everything else, guys, car drives incredible. On the highway, you put the car into comfort mode, it drives really smooth. You don't have any issue whatsoever with bumps on the road. You like just gliding over bumps, you know. Then also also you can always turn ESP off if you want to slide in it or do any other things. This car will actually slide when you go off-road. This is pretty incredible, to be honest, for such a heavy SUV. You got obviously a rear view camera as well in the car. And overall, guys, you know, to me this is a perfect family SUV and a perfect off-roader if you want to take it off-road. These are the two things that are so stunning to me, how much this SUV is capable of, and most people would never use, you know. So I really hope I could show you some of the things, how the car rides off-road, how the design is of the car. Make sure, guys, to check out Unrecognized. I have the link down in the description. And as always, you know, I'm coming up with new reviews, so stay tuned for that. And as always, thumbs up.